evening. Welcome to Man Talk with Dougie. This is a series that will be running every Thursday, 8 to 9 p.m. And we'll have different topics that we'll be discussing, different guests. Today we discuss an interesting yet kind of difficult subject, love. Love from a man's perspective. And who best to have other than two gentlemen who are knowledgeable in this field? Also, we shall get to it. So let's start with you. Tell us who you are. Just tell us who you are.
Simply.
Yeah.
My name is Crispus Kehio Joroge. I am a management consultant, a life coach, and I love preaching.
All right.
I'm excited to be here.
Great.
Yes.
We've got somebody who is not very new to your television set. But I'll ask him to also get to let us know.
My name is Ian Bogua. I'm a teacher, an actor, a singer, and somebody who is very passionate about the youth, especially the boy child.
All right.
Oh, wow.
My name is Douglas Nyoro. You may call me Dougie. Before we start, so Jesus is in town.
Jesus is in town.
He's in town.
What is he doing?
Okay.
And he now lives in Bungoma. He's in Bungoma.
Yes.
Have you heard about it?
Nope.
Maybe Wanyoni.
No, there's this guy who said, I am Jesus.
Yes.
I am he.
Yeah.
And I am the Messiah.
Yes.
And he's got disciples.
Yeah.
And he's got angels. And they have to. I'm just giving you maneno.
False prophets have started coming.
They've started coming in.
The end of the world is nigh.
It is nice.
Wow.
So, in your own words, in your own perception,
Yes.
what is love?
Wow. That's a very... love is broad, but let me just try to give it some words, break it down a bit. I think love, from my perspective, is a deep affection towards something or somebody, and it's also a choice.
It's also a choice.
Yes.
So I love this guy.
I love this girl.
That is love.
Yes, I love my mother, my parent.
Okay. Ian, in your
Wow.
own, yes.
Well, there's agape love, which is love for everyone, and there is the romantic love. So,
What?
and it's a strong feeling of affection towards something or someone. Yes.
So is it, and you said it's a feeling, feeling or expression? So do I feel love, or do I feel something that I want to express out, and I can only express it in this way to show how deeply affectionate I feel? It's a feeling.
Well, love is action. It's not just that feeling. If you have the feeling, you've got to put it into practice. Otherwise, it's not love. I
Okay.
cannot say I love you and yet I'm not treating you properly. I cannot say I have love if I'm not going to treat you properly. It's action. It's not what I... It's like it's not what I say, it's what I do.
Okay,
Love
so-
isn't what you just feel.
So I am...
It's what you show.
It's what I show.
Yes.
So I am this man, this guy called Joroge, goes to work. He's got a family and a wife who's at home. Every day, he takes that half kilo of meat. Every time he diligently pays school fees. He pays the rent. His family is well fed. In fact, he takes them to church on Sunday. He probably doesn't even go to church, but he drops them and comes, picks them. Does he love them? Is that it?
I think from, you need to see that love from the recipient, how they interpret love. So if buying for them a kg of meat, because I saw that with my father, and then he would come home and we all celebrate and we feel like my father really loves us. And we're excited about it. But does this count today? Has it evolved?
I would say it has evolved.
Yes.
Ian, if that tangible bit express love. Today, Mbabas get to give money to these young girls.
Yes.
And if at all they grew up knowing that is the epitome of love, or that's the expression of love, so isn't it just taking it to that next level to just show, you know, he loves me, he pays my rent, he loves me, he bought me a phone?
Love is not material, just material things. It is just, it's more than that. Does this person have time to sit and talk with you? If this person did not give you all these things, would you still want to stay with them? Would you still want to share time with them, spend time with them? Or are you with this person because of what you get?
And if you get it
in terms of material,
which means then they'd be paying for services.
that is not love.
Remember, you cannot buy loyalty. You will get affection for that time only. So, but you wanted to say something.
I'm looking at love this way. It's love. Love is based on something, and it's the things that we're talking about probably are expressions of love. But that's not love. It's expression of love. I need, as Ian is saying, to understand that how do you actually, as a man, do you actually respect me? Because that's for me. That's the way I interpret love.
Okay, so I am your senior.
Yes.
When I make commands, you follow. You respect me, but you can respect me without loving me. The people, your colleagues at work, will respect you.
Yes.
It doesn't mean they love you.
No.
But love will then command some respect of sorts based on trust, based on reliability. You can never let me down. But which then brings me to the question. In fact, and I'm just thinking, what kinds of love are there? How many episodes or series of love are there? First of all, there is love and there is in love.
Love and in love.
Well, the love for your family, the love for your friends, is not the same
As
the
being
love.
in love.
Yes, yes.
So, who are you in love with?
The opposite. the opposite gender.
Opposite gender.
So
all of them?
All of you're in love.
Okay, so
This one you are calling eros, the romantic love.
Yes.
Is it the one we are talking about? Because that comes now with some demand. The one that you are talking about, the agape love,
Yes.
the one Ian talked about, that one is unconditional. You know, irrespective of what we do, God still loves us.
They're all unconditional because love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
But you meet this girl of the opposite gender, strictly, and you fall in love with her. But you also get to have a son born, and don't you fall in love with him?
Well, it's that really, really deep love that you have, especially like for a child. Okay? Yes, and you just say, when I just saw that baby, I just fell in love with the baby. Yes.
But I think for the rest of the people, there are those ones which are obvious, like you just fall in love with your child.
Okay. So,
But there are others which are, you know, it's a process. I see love from the perspective of it's a process. You have to grow into it.
Okay.
I have to trust you. I have to understand so many things about you. Love is a composite. It's a composition of many other things. Before I say, I really love this person, then I have to grow into it. And it's based on some attributes.
and fundamental.
And fundamentals. Deep stuff, yeah? You know, okay, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. Let me go back to the word a bit. 1 Corinthians 13, from verse 4 to 7. It talks about what love is. So love is kind.
Patient.
And love is patient. So love is not this, then love always, or love does. A lot of doing. Definitions.
Action.
So very well.
Yeah.
From a man's perspective,
Yes.
is that practical?
What do you mean practical?
Practical,
Yeah.
as in, so love is patient,
Yes.
It's kind.
It's
love
kind.
is kind,
Yeah.
love is selfless,
Holds no wrong. bears
hold no wrong,
Yes.
all of those things.
Does not envy.
But every morning, you are impatient because she's late.
I'm tried.
Every morning,
Yes.
you are you are impatient because
Yeah.
the toothpaste was pressed in the middle.
Yeah.
You know these small
Yes,
things
yes,
that
yes.
can.
Love is still
and-
there.
You
Love is
did.
still- There is no way you're going to live with somebody and everything is
It's
okay. It is not. That's impossible.
So patience to extent. But okay, and light note. But the question then comes: does the man, the proverbial man, and it's not you or you, does the proverbial man understand love as it is, love out there, and how to express it? Or does the man have challenges in getting to express himself? Remember, man has been made to, by society, to be so hard that should not show emotions. You feel like you want to cry because and you're told wewe ni mwanaume bwana jikaze.
Wacha umama.
Yes, okay. you even, I mean, as a man, you're not allowed to get emotional watching
Yes.
a movie because. And Ian, the other day, are you out of coma? Was it coma? Was it bed?
But
Bedridden. So what happened?
We'll find out. We'll find
Okay.
out.
but
I digress.
Yeah.
So we are not allowed to get emotional. We are not allowed to show.
Don't say we're not allowed, because that is not true. That is not true. That is the perception that is out there. And we need to go back to basics and know that, yes, people have evolved. Men need to be able to show their emotions. If you're hurt, there's absolutely nothing wrong with crying. It doesn't mean that you become less of a man.
No, it
Show
doesn't.
your emotions. You're human.
But Ian, is crying just the only way to express that you're a man?
No, but
No,
what
no,
he
to-
says
to
is
express emotions.
What he says is
Yes.
don't.
It's that one of
Yeah.
if you're a man, don't cry.
Don't
You know,
cry.
it-
Yes.
the-
It
the-
has
the-
been there. Yes.
it has been.
Yes.
You're a man.
Yeah.
Don't cry. Mwanamume ni kujikaza.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
In fact, the more
Deep and
virile man he
Yeah.
is,
Yeah.
the more masculine, the more he loves her, and the laughter is over because he can't let go. And that's why Ian says we should be let free. Because it doesn't, if you want to cry, which is one of the things that man makes himself, we tend to think that man is at his weakest when he cries, isn't it? So that's what Ian says, that we should be let to show
Our
all your
emotions.
emotions.
Yes. Then the question is, Dougie, do we actually know how to do that? Because
Right.
to express emotions.
That is the question we've got.
Yes.
Because once we are able to know how to express our emotions, then love, being an expression of what we feel, is easier to come out.
But you see, we've become so materialistic, and social media, you find that people who are being given things are the ones who believe they're being loved. But so if I'm giving you my time, only my time, then I don't really love you. Somebody would rather somebody who's giving them material things than somebody who's giving them time. And time is so important. We've got so many people who give their parents give their kids anything they want except their time. They say, I'm out there working so that I can give you all these things.
Yes.
And they think that is how they will show their love to their children. That is wrong. Or men who just give their women, gift after gift after gift without spending time. And it becomes other people look at it and they see you're getting all these things, you must really be loved. That is not necessarily love.
This guy I was talking to, and I just asked him, so where is your family? He tells me his family is in, let's just call him Mogaka. All right? And Mogaka tells me his wife is in Kisii. And so what is she doing there? Ako nyumbani na watoto. So why don't you bring her to town and live with her because you have a job? And he tells me, no, it's cheaper when she's out there. So this guy is here. And so how often does he go home? When he's on leave or over Christmas or when he's got a long holiday? When does he plan? Do you plan? And the conversation is, so do you want to live in Nairobi all your life? Are you investing? Are you building? He says, no. Of course, I'll go back home when I retire. Okay? So he schools the children. He sends pocket money. He sends upkeep. He sends the fertilizer when it is required. He's, when he's called for a matanga, he sends money, those kind of things. When he goes home after retirement, what will he find?
He'll find strangers.
Yeah.
He'll be a stranger.
He will be rejected. The system there cannot accommodate him because this guy has been relating with the wife and the children transactionally.
Long distance.
By remote. So you see, one of the questions that men complain about are that I sacrificed all my life for you. I did this for you. See now, you're closer to your mother. You leave me alone. You don't seem to love me. Your mom is the only one you call to visit you guys and leave me up country. You don't show me the love that I expressed to you people. Where do we go wrong?
It's not spending time with your children, especially in the formative years. That is when that's when the bond grows. So that when you're there when they're growing up. You're seeing all the things they're doing. You are there. You are present. And when they grow up, that bond will never disappear. As opposed to you, who will try. Now you've made enough money. You want to retire. You want to go to your grown-up children to find a bond. Please, you walk into the house and they walk out because they don't know you.
You don't know each other.
They don't know you. You don't know each other. Formative years, that's when you're supposed to spend time with your children.
As you say, transactional.
That
it's very
bond.
transactional.
And build the bond.
Yes.
That connection.
That is love, not all the presents.
Today, parents tell their daughters as they send them off to marriage, they tell you, if it doesn't work,
I'm back.
You have a home.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Safety.
But you've got a safety net here. So to them, that is a lot of love. And fathers are doing the same to their daughters. And boys are still being called back home because, they love me and I'm loved a lot. Is that a good expression?
That one is, do we actually call it love? It's very misguided.
But you love them so much that you want them to have the very best. Even that spouse that took them away from you, from your loving fatherly, motherly arms, is second violin. In case it doesn't work, Rudy.
Frankly, I see nothing wrong with that, especially if there is domestic violence.
This hasn't...
No, if there is domestic violence,
then you've got
definitely.
Yes. But when you're being...
But you don't start saying, if things don't work out, come home.
At that point, and you're in love. And
what is work out? The man could lose his job. So what? You leave him and you run to your parents? No. I believe in for better, for worse. I believe you stick it out. The only thing where I draw the line is if there is violence. Do not stay.
Which is what comes after. It is not pre the marriage. It is not pre the moving out.
I think it's all coming into, are we actually having wisdom? Because you cannot separate love from wisdom. Do we have proper understanding of what we are getting ourselves into? Because love is a process. Do we expect, are we aware of what we are getting ourselves into? So Are we prepared for it? This side of for better is okay for as long as things are moving.
As long as things are better.
they're better.
Things are better.
But this one of worse, and it happens with my little experience in a relationship, in a marriage relationship. Things happen. See, there are seasons. There are seasons in every relationship.
Absolutely.
You'll have winter, you'll have summer, and what are the rest? You are the one who has traveled.
All those
all those others.
Autumn and spring.
Yes.
Autumn and springs. Are you equipped enough to be able to go through all those seasons of life? And we are not predicting doom, but these things happen.
When a man is told, let's have a conversation and speak about love.
Yes.
First of all, they all go, okay? Two, as a man, what are you teaching me about love? I mean, I'm a man. What are you telling me about that? And I think we need to start learning. We need to start being open to even getting to understand what women expect out of us. Because possibly, while we still haven't cracked what love is from a man's perspective, what it is that it should be, and we've touched on it and said, it is the biblical way. It is kind, it is gentle, it is selfless, it is patient, all of that. What does a woman expect? The Bible, remember, does not tell the woman to love the husband. It says obey.
Obey.
Respect.
Submit.
Yes.
Isn't it? It tells the man, love your wife. So what is this love? Is it make sure she's got all these many babies? Is it the love of provide and protect? Is it this love of be gentle and be humble and be kind and be patient?
It really is all of those. It's really all of those. Treat her as a human being. Treat her as part of you. After all, she came from you. She's your helper. That's another thing you need to understand. She's your helper. She was put there as your friend, somebody as a companion. And if you can't love her, then you don't deserve to have her as your companion.
But Ian, how do you get, you are older than me, and more experienced.
How do you know?
How do you get your wife to respect you?
You don't
Because
get
it is
respect is earned.
Respect is earned.
Respect is earned.
Yes.
Well, number one, she should respect you.
Yes.
But you also need to be respect worthy. You don't expect to be spending all your time away. You don't expect to be rude to her, and you still expect her to respect you.
As well as how you behave.
No.
Remember, you're the person of authority. You've got authority. And authority, like respect, cannot be forced. You cannot push it down someone's throat. They'll fear you, but they will not. There's no love, there's no respect, you don't have authority, you just command them. So therefore,
Yes.
how you operate, for lack of a better word, okay? The love that you are showing is reciprocated. The affection, the care. You make decisions because they are sane decisions, because they are decisions that are wholesome for family and not for you because you want to. And I guess that way, because you also need to be affirmed. But what do we think the woman expects to see as love from the man? Let's take a break and get back.
Wow.
We are on CAC TV. The series is Man Talk with Dougie. We take a 5-minute, don't touch the dial. We come back and continue. What does the
ya Kristo nĩ tondũ noho hena ũhurũko na thayũ. Bwana pesifa. Indo-inĩ ciaku gũtirĩ na ũhurũko nĩ tondũ na watua gũthikwo gũtirĩ hingo tũrĩ twathoma rũgano rwaku tũkauga nĩ atiga ngari 10 na mboroti 400 kũrĩa mwena wa Lamu na ngenge ciĩgĩtengera. Gũtirĩ handũ handĩkagwo guo. Wandĩkagwo watiga atumia 3 na ciana 4. Ũhoro waku gĩkatĩa? Thutha wa wiki 2 tukariganĩrwo nĩwe na tukanjĩrĩria mũtũrĩre witũ o ta kawaida. Okorwo ndũrabangĩte nyũmba yaku tugoka tukanjĩrĩria kũrũĩra kĩ? Indo. Ĩro cio ngĩbanga nyũmba yaku wega. Bwana apewe sifa.
The Presbyterian Church Men Fellowship, PCMF, welcomes all PCMF readers to the annual Readers Conference year 2023 in Milere Beach Hotel, Mombasa, as we mark the journey of 50 years from when the idea of having a men fellowship was mooted since 1973. Keep registering, keep paying up through our group's account in Family Bank.
Our year 2023 theme for the conference comes from the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 24. And it says, motivated men in love for good works.
Break. This is Man Talk with Dougie. Again, like we said, every Thursday, 8 to 9 p.m. We are live on YouTube. We are live on CAC TV. We are live on Facebook. So please send us your questions. Please get to send us what it is that you want us to address. Before we took our break, we asked the question, what is it that we think the woman expects of us as an expression or as a show of love? What is it that our child expects or desires as an expression of our love and affection?
I would say time is very important, and quality time. The woman expects you to have time for her, have time for the kids as well. Not just say, I pay all the bills, I do this, I buy this, and you know, you're off in the morning and back in the evening, late. No, time is also important. Quality time.
Does this time entail homework? Does it entail the Bible reading? Does it entail the guidance and every day I want to? Or is it play together?
It's everything. Everything. All the things. If take the child, okay? Take the child. The first steps, you should be there. Riding a bicycle, you should be there. Them falling down, you should be there. Helping them with their homework, you must find time.
Most of men are not even there when the child is born.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because, it's very interesting, and I concur with what Ian is saying. Quality time listening to her, understanding her, and helping her with domestic duties.
In fact,
Say again.
But I need to correct that. She came as your helper. So she's supposed to just be helping you.
So I'm supposed
it's
to be
not
taking the dishes and washing the dishes.
So you're saying it's my job to do the dishes?
She came to as a helper. So what do you understand by helper?
Could we
Somebody
go
to do
offline
things
and
for you.
just
No. Seriously, what is a helper?
Someone who supports you.
Exactly. Supports what you are doing.
What you're meant
You're
to do.
already doing, so I'm coming to help you. I see you pushing your car, Dougie, when it has run out of petrol. I come and help you push.
Yes.
Will you then leave me to continue pushing on my own?
Yeah, I get you, yes.
I'm the helper.
Yeah.
It's my job.
Ian, I like it.
You're messing things up.
Why?
Yeah, but I'm not so sure.
I'm giving you a helper. I'm not. She did not say I'm giving you somebody to work for you. I'm giving you somebody to help you. What do you understand by that?
To assist you.
So you need.
So it
you
is
need.
your role.
There's nothing like this is the. It's the woman's role to cook, to wash the baby, to do all that. Nothing. You need to help out whenever you can.
That gives us a different twist.
So I need to be. So I need to be helped to cook.
Yes.
No. It is
No,
your
that's
job
what
to
he
cook. Not need to. So clearly here, it is your job to cook. You
I
may
need to
be helped.
You may
to
be
wash the
helped.
dishes.
It is your job to wash the dishes.
Ian,
You may be helped.
You're talking about this Kakamega. Okay, sorry. Yes. I'm socialized differently. This is not the way I grew up seeing these things.
Yeah, that's the problem.
And that exactly
That's a
is
problem.
the problem. Because
Yes. Yeah.
we the question we're asking is, do we know? So first
How?
of all, do we know who we are?
Yes.
Do we know our role?
Not unless we address that, we will never be able to get into this very idealistic.
The things that we know are, they're called the 5 P's of the
Yes.
man. You're the prophet,
Provider.
you're the provider, you're the
Protect-
priest, protector, and another P
In
I
one
never
person.
get. You.
Yes.
Kumbe, you're the cook.
You're all those things. Weren't you cooking before she
Yeah,
came?
you shouldn't have.
No, hang on. Were you cooking before she came?
I was cleaning my clothes.
Yes.
That
Were
is
you
true.
cleaning your own clothes?
Yeah.
Were you
Yes.
doing your own dishes?
Yeah.
So she came
So she came.
to take over.
It's not to take over. You continue, but you have turns. Today I'll do the dishes. Tomorrow you do the dishes. Today I'll wash the baby. Tomorrow I'll take the garbage out. Yes, you need to help out in the house. Not just come in late, sit down. You don't even say anything. Expect food to be put there.
And watch Manchester United.
So
and Arsenal for-
today I changed the tire.
Yes.
You may help me do it. You should help me do it tomorrow.
She came as a helper. You need to remember that.
And so we are clear on that one. So men, we know she came as a helper. And part of
how do we? Let's be realistic. This is how many homes? How many men are doing this?
Doing what? Doing dishes. I do
No, not doing
dishes.
dishes.
in fact, the question that people ask,
Go to a normal African or
I'm a normal African man. I do dishes.
No.
I make beds.
reformed. See?
I washed my children
Yes.
when they were small.
Yeah.
Yes.
I did that too. But that a majority of men
Yes.
will then say, and this way it got all twisted,
Yes.
is that to pride themselves out there, they say, I even help with the dishes once in a while. I even help, mop. So we got it all wrong.
And I think that's where we need to start from, because we are coming with a mindset. We're getting into a relationship with a mindset, preconceived ideas, seated somewhere, waiting to manifest. So even when I am washing, I'm cleaning my clothes before I get married, I only know my subconscious level, I only know that this is only for a short period of time.
Because when she comes, she'll take over completely.
Someone else will come and
She'll
take
take
over
over and do her
completely.
job.
So that's
And
where
do
we
her
need to
job.
address and correct that kind of thinking.
You know, so do we have real men in society? Many real men.
What is a
Many-
real
What is
man?
a-
What is
yeah.
a real man?
A real man to me will be a man who understands, who knows and runs his role within his forte. So if at all it is my job to do some of the things that I never even knew, never even fathomed were mine,
We have Ian.
I,
From what I have gathered.
In the house, there are no jobs for men and women.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
you know,
know.
we keep saying, woman, to wash my clothes is your job. So you have got a Taz, okay, who's here to help you. You've got a house help to help you do your job. And that is why if my shirt is creased, if at all my shirt has a stain, I have no business with how it is with you as the woman of the house. So the house help is to help me. What do women expect of us? And we know it is to live the biblical way. It is to live that way. But in the evening when you leave your day-to-day chores, how then should I behave? Because is it the sitting and having that conversation? And I know we usually do not sit and have that conversation, because most men will come and put their feet on the table and say, change the station, it is news time. They'll then pick the newspaper, and at some point they'll get off the newspaper to ask, Chai, hi Jaiva. They will then have their dinner, make a few phone calls, go off to bed. In fact, they'll come back and say, Nastima zizimwe. Isn't it? What should we do? Where do we start?
It goes really back to pre-marriage counseling, which no longer is being done properly. And many pastors are not doing it properly. You need, if you're a pastor and you're doing premarital counseling, you need to be very frank and open with them and ask difficult questions.
Yes.
And that is not, and it's not over 3 days before and then the marriage. No. It really should take a couple of months for them to realize what it entails. Because you're going to say that you're going to stay with this man, you're going to stay with this woman until death do you part. Yet you don't know them. You're only going to find out about them after the honeymoon, because honeymoon will be.
And that's when you
Fantastic.
start saying, I didn't know this.
I did not know this. But if they had proper premarital counseling and the pastor gives them these crazy scenarios and they answer honestly, then it would be a great help.
You know, this game that's ran of the shoe, and questions are asked and pick his or her shoes, if at all, we probably get it wrong.
I think, as Ian is saying, is there's a lot of capacity building that is required, because we can't give what we don't have. So we are expected to be the provider, the leader, or and we are not equipped properly. So the role of premarital counseling is very important. It should be in depth. It should address every aspect where possible.
Are we not knowledgeable, or are we reluctant? Because who's the leader? Who's the head? It is the man.
The man.
Yes.
And she is the helper.
Whether she makes more money than you are the
man.
You're the man. You're the
Yes.
head, isn't it? So we have lost leadership. And I'm not even going to the professional world. We've just lost leadership in our homes, because everything that comes in, ask your mother, ask mom. And you know what will happen? At some point, because she's the only one who's asked about it, the child is going to go and ask mom. And because mom is the one who always seems to be making the decisions at the end of it all, then she will make the decision. Then there will be a brawl. There's going to be a fight. Why did you not consult me? And I think we just need to start getting to know who we are, getting to understand what our role is, and even in society.
If I put you into a position and I don't equip you properly, you will not deliver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's where we find ourselves most of the time. We have been given a role, we don't have the capacity. I have been told that I am the man of the house, I am the leader, I'm expected to do this and this, but when I want to respond, that's why we go hiding, because we don't know how to do it, and then we don't even know how to say that we don't know.
We don't know how to ask for help.
We don't know how to ask for
admit
help.
that we don't know.
We don't even ask for directions. But our fathers taught us, and taught us well.
See that?
I believe, because they showed love, they were there, they were present. Even those ones who would go for some kanywaji would not be there every day, every night, all the time. And in fact, they'd come home a bit early, and there'd be a lot of banter around when the guy is a bit tipsy, isn't it? And that's the story that we hear about guys saying, ulikula nini chinja kuku so we may have my children. And he would tell them, do you know I love you? In fact, how often should a man say they love their spouse or their child? Is there a limit? Are words important, or are they just deeds that need to be done?
You know, before Ian answers that, I wanted to say something about on the build up to that question. That, because you're talking about our fathers, and that was the time, the patriarchal system, and it has its own advantages and disadvantages, and it has contributed a lot to the man I am today, the men we are today. So, and I know that is a story for another day.
Yeah.
How it has influenced our thinking, the behavior that is in a crisis today, because our women are rising up. So when you're saying that I am the provider, they are also providing. So they are questioning that, and you have said it is whether they earn more.
Yes.
You are still the leader.
Yes.
But they also need to hear that.
And this is where we are here.
Yeah.
So let's tell them. So let's share it out.
But
But again, Ian, the question.
I would rather somebody showed me that they loved me than just tell me. Because you can tell somebody, it's, just for the sake of saying it, you say, I love you. And especially if you want something, but you're not showing it. So the showing is very important. And people are different. There are those who are who find it easy to say it, others don't. Others find it easy to show it. Because it's still communication.
So show by holding your hand as you walk.
Just the way you treat.
That gesture of affection.
Are you doing it because you want to, or because you want other people to see it? That's the
Because
question.
you love this person.
Yes. Then go ahead and do it.
And,
That's how you show it, yes.
Yeah. I think you really need to understand your, they say the love language of the recipient.
Yes.
So that you don't bring flowers, and that's not what they interpret
As love.
as love. So you think that you have scored, but you are below average. But it's something that you do to that woman, and you need to understand, even to the man, what is it that I really like? What is my interpretation of love? Of course, there are general principles, but what is my interpretation of love? Understand it, and then tailor make your services of love so that they hit very well and you score very well.
All right. Some comments coming through here.
Yes.
Someone, Flashboro, says, volume, Ian Bogwa. You can cry as a man. It is okay. We need to let it out. Kaida from Tech System says this is very impressive. Edward Moshiri says it is so enlightening. Igwe Frank Buya says the Bible doesn't say, woman, love your husband.
Yes.
I think he did know that bit. So good that, yes, we know. The Bible doesn't say love your husband. It says husbands, love your wives. DJ Kags thinks it says very powerful. And a platform is needed to discuss this, where the boy child is muted in many ways. About the boy child is another long story.
Yes,
We'll
another
come to
story
that
for another
as
day.
we get
Very
to the
long.
end of this.
Very long.
But we see quite a number of people there. Mushiri Kate says, a modern man is enlightened and like our forefathers who married workers and not helpers.
True.
But there was a lot of land and someone needed to till, so they helped
Who?
to till.
Where are you getting your information from?
Okay, let me finish. All right, let me just finish. Kate, let me not corrupt your statement.
Yes.
A modern man is enlightened,
Yes.
unlike our forefathers who married workers and not helpers. But again, our boys will run their homes how they see their fathers doing.
True.
Kazi kwa fathers. Indeed, our fathers brought us up the way they brought us up, and they did the best job that they could out of it. They're the ones who told us, do not cry, hold on tight. If you're going to cry, go away, hide away in the bushes. That's how they knew was best to go about it. If you are broke, if you don't have fare,
Don't
if
say
there's
it,
no
die
food,
with it.
don't say it, die with it, just go home. We now know that was not the right way. But what are we doing about it? Our children, our boys have become mommy's boys. Our boys have been given, even as fathers, we have the audacity to give them our phones so that we can show them we love them and play about with them. So where do we start this conversation? Where do we start supporting the boy child who is dating? The boy child who is meeting a girl? The boy child who needs to express himself? Because, and there's a lot of suicide and a lot of depression because I like her, I don't know how to tell her, she doesn't like me, she left me somebody else. Tuanze wapi?
Difficult question.
Do we need the church to hold forums that have debates and men get to come up? Do we get to have institutions with drop boxes where they come and express themselves and they can be spoken out within the, a horn speaker in a marketplace that just says, we have this question from this area, these are the answers. What do we do? Because I think we're just going to degenerate. And it's a serious question.
It is.
Because we seem, the boy child, and today's boy child seems to not know how to love. They're not courting. In fact, the boys are taking girls out clubbing and getting to have drinks and getting to make sure they get high, but they have spent time. And that's what Ian says, that quality time which is not there, but time has been spent, and they're all zoomed out. Tuende wapi? And I hope some of the people viewing would get to help us with this conversation.
I think, let me contribute into this. See, the Bible says that my people perish because of lack of knowledge. So we have to be very intentional when it comes to the boy child, because there's an error and we have to correct that error.
Yes.
So the church has to be intentional. Other bodies, like I know a body called Community Education and Empowerment Center, they deal so much with the issues of positive masculinity. They oriented me into this kind of thinking. So I wish we have more organizations, bodies that are dealing with the issue, because when a man is unable to express himself, he will have to find ways of coping.
Yes.
And that's why we are having issues of alcohol and substance abuse so rampant, especially with where I come from, Kiambu County. So imagine others may express themselves differently. But our issues, we need someone we need to understand what is our problem and then find solutions together. So that I also understand, how do I love my wife? How do I not interrupt the process of growing in love? How do I spend time with my life? What do I say? Exactly, when you tell me to spend time with my wife, what exactly do I say? I have seen people in places, they have tried. take them to, even they have taken them, flown them out of this county. But when you see them walking, they are not saying anything.
There's the whole adage that says,
Yeah.
if you find a couple
Yes.
not talking to each other,
Yeah.
that's a
They're
marriage.
married.
Yeah,
They're married.
yeah,
In fact, the man walks ahead of the woman
yeah.
because they have nothing to speak about.
And remember, women that you're talking about, they love conversations. They are motivated by their ears, what they hear, more than even what they see.
But do you ever see a boyfriend
Yes.
walking in front of a girlfriend?
Yes. They are very.
Boyfriend and girlfriend?
Oh, no.
No, you don't.
No.
Because there is a connection.
Yes.
They are together. They are
Yes.
feeling it.
You need to remember what brought you together.
Yes, exactly.
Go back to the basics. Go back to the beginning. What did you like about this person? What did you like about this person? You couldn't spend time away.
Hopefully it wasn't physical because we all
If it was
grow old.
physical, then that's it. That's it. If it was only physical, that
Babas.
does not last.
Babas checks in.
So there was no real connection.
Nope.
There was no
Yeah,
real connection.
There was no real connection.
Because it's about friendship.
It's about.
And again, the same story. The relationships that are based on mutual understanding, getting to know each other, getting to know what you like, who your friends are, getting to be out there socializing, and not just getting to be in a cocoon together. Because love is not about sex. Love is not about getting to get drunk and jump into bed. It is about getting to nurture that friendship. So if and you say women are more vocal and more expressive vocally, and so therefore part of what they expect of us
Is that-
is to listen to them,
Yes.
is to have engaging
Conversations.
to have conversations with them,
Yeah.
and this means time. Time that we are spending with them, because to them it is quality time.
Quality time.
We need to stop thinking that quality time is our kind of quality time.
Our kind.
And I hope I don't get quoted when I go home. But it is what it is that is quality to them.
To them. Yeah. Actually, even let them tell you what is quality time. How do they prefer it? Go specific to your person. Ask them what do you prefer we do when I'm spending time with you.
But you see, you can't start doing this after after
15 years.
yes, things have changed. Yes, you need to keep that bond right from. It needs something. It's something that is growing. It's a work in progress.
Yes, sir.
So that even when you're married you're still married after 40 years, you still find things interesting about each other. You're not strangers.
Do you think we would need a woman to sit with us and tell us their version?
Well, we can't guess what they want. It would be nice to have
listen to
to
their
he-
perspective.
yes, absolutely.
Okay. Importantly, we've had this discussion which is endless. It's a very difficult conversation. And we've heard that apart from just getting to know what love is from a man's perspective and the maze around it, the boy child has got issues that need to be addressed. Next week, we discuss the boy child and who is to blame. I hope we can have you guys still come on board.
Yes.
But until Thursday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., this is CAC TV. The series is Man Talk with Dougie. Good night and God bless.